In this video, what I'll be doing is showing you how I make my video thumbnails from start to finish. Also, the temperature in this room right now is that right there, 28 degrees C, which is pretty warm, and it's still going up. Hi there, how's it going? Long time no speakers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of these, as well as there's a sub down there. That right there is a PlayStation, don't know if you can see that. Dusty PlayStation 4 right there. Underneath this bottle right there. I say bottle, I mean bottle, but I'm going to move this baseball bat out of the way. Move the bottle and then the PS4. And then I'm going to take a picture of this, as well as the sub, together. So what I did was I made music using these. So these are going to be part of the thumbnail. As well as this FL Studio logo, which is tracked to my finger. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is move this out of the way, and then I'll take this and shove it up your ass. So this right here is the PS4, and as you can see, it's kind of dusty looking, but that right there is a sub. So I need to move this across to there somewhere, and this, I'll probably take it off its stand and put it on top of that. The temperature right here seems to have stabilized a bit now, 29.9 degrees Celsius. Okay, so you should be able to see this fairly easily. These right here have been numbered. That way when I put them back in, I know which order they're going to go in, which is pretty handy. Also, my next door neighbour has a gardener doing some work, and he's actually whistling this song, and it's stuck in my head. So I thought I'd stick it in your head. Right, well anyway, now what I've got to do is move this out of the way. This is the main speaker that I'm moving, and on top of the main speaker is a light, so hopefully it doesn't fall off, because that would be pretty bad. Now I can move this forward a little bit. By the way, I'm doing this for a video that will probably get about 200 views, but basically the thumbnail is going to look something like this, I think. I'll have to do a little magic in Photoshop. I'm just going to hold the camera right here as still as I can, because I usually take my snapshots from the video itself. Also, though, saying that, I'm going to need another video thumbnail for this video, so how am I going to do that? How about something like this? So yeah, basically this is what I do. Keep the camera still and then take a snapshot in the video editor. I could even take the picture from this angle or something like this angle, set the focus to either the sub or the top speaker. Also, this video that I'm going to be making this picture for is actually 2 videos old. I think I made it last week sometime, but I just never got around to making the thumbnail for it, so this is what I'm doing. Thought I'd show you the process behind it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to decide now. Not too sure what angle to take it from. We'll see in the editing stage, I guess. So taking the picture like this basically gives me room for text on the left, as well as the logo of FL Studio on the right. Alright, so the sub is now back in its place, and so is the PS4. I could do with making some gaming videos. Maybe I might do something on my other channel, not too sure, I'll think about it. But also I found this on the floor. I think this fell off the desk when I was making the DaVinci IQ review video. It's some sort of a sticker which can go back on the floor. Okay, so everything is now back into its original place. What I'll do now is I'll jump into the computer, not literally, and what I'll do is edit the video and the pictures that I've taken. Right, so here we are in the video editor. What I'll do is drag in the files. And there we have them all. So what I'll do now is chop this video down, edit it, and then I'll work on the thumbnails, which this is one of. So yeah, I'll be back when it's time to Photoshop. Okay, so here we are. Everything now, as you can see, has been edited. What I'll do next is work on the snapshots that I've taken of the video. Okay, so here we are in Photoshop, and what I've got here are 2 pictures. There's one, and here is the other one. So not too sure which picture I will use for which video, but I'm going to be using both of them. Now, how I'm going to do this is as follows. So we'll start off with one. So this one right here I will use for the original video that I'm intending on making this picture for. So just drag that in, literally just drag it in, and now start doing stuff to it. So click on new layer, that way when I make changes to this, the original file is still there. What I'm going to do is basically I'm really going to just chop this up. I'm going to make it look completely different to what it looks like now. Kind of. I mean, these speakers are still going to be here in the middle, but the rest of this is going to disappear, hopefully. I just want a blank background, so it's going to be a white background. Speakers in the middle, some text on the sides maybe. Oh yeah, also we want this. So I might just put that on the side. Not too sure. Anyway, press enter on that. Let's get started, and this is how I'm going to do it. So first of all, I'm going to select these speakers, make sure this layer is selected, and then just basically do this. Fairly straightforward. Once you know how to use Photoshop, everything else becomes easy, as with most things in life. So I'm just going to go over some of this again. I'm going to reselect some of this just to make sure it's a little sharper than it is, because that auto select thing doesn't always do the best job. Because I mean, as you can see on this side here, it's not selected all of it. So right here, as you can see on this edge right here, it's sort of come in a little bit. So I'm going to add to this selection and do this all the way down to there like that, and then double click. There we go. Now make sure this side is all right. Right, there we are. Now what I'll do is I'll right click and then layer via copy. That's made a new layer of that. So if I click this off, then we just have this with a white background. But I'm going to keep this there because what I want is something a little different. All right, so what I'll do is I'll go over to this right here, gradient tool, click on that, and then click this, click that, and select this color there. Press OK, go over here, do the same to that, and this time I want this color up here. Press OK, and make this 100. So what you do is make a new layer, put that underneath the speaker layer. Boom. Now the edge of this speaker right here looks a little funny to me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the edge of the speaker and get as close to it as I can, like that, and then double click to complete the selection. That was pancake, and then Control and X. So that's made the edge nice and sharp. And I'll do this for the rest of the speaker because it's a little funny up at the top as well. Okay, so that's done, but what I'm going to do now is maybe turn down the opacity a little bit because it looks a little too weird. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit because I'm going to have some of this background showing. Changed my mind, you see, so yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. So now what I'm going to do is get rid of all this wiring in the background because we don't need that in the picture. I'm pressing Alt. Alt is the color picker, and then I've got this brush selected. So basically what I'm going to do is just erase whatever's here. So I'm going to do that on a new layer, and that goes above the original layer, and we're going to get rid of it just like this. Straightforward, really. Also, what you can do is you can blend it. If you bring down the opacity on the brush, you can blend it slowly. And a bit of practice doing this stuff will make you pretty good at Photoshop. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this side, on the right hand side, is get rid of the radiator which is there. And this time what I'm going to do is go to the original layer, and I'll hide all these layers. Don't need to be super accurate. I think that should do. Now I'm going to select that color there and just get rid of it like this. Straightforward. And then what I'll do is blend this with that. And then what I'll do is try to blend these colors right here. This is going to be a bit of a mission, to be honest, but let's just make a quick job of it. It's probably not going to work that well, but should be all right. Oh yeah, by the way, the speaker. Doesn't matter if we're overspraying onto the speaker because we've already made a layer of that. Make this bigger, and yeah, looks a little better. Right, so all the layers back, and this is what it looks like. Now these in the background, right, these sound panels, these acoustic foam panels even, could do with maybe being multiplied. Should we make it look as though I have more of them than I do? Or should we maybe just put text here? I think we should just put text here, get it out of the way with, shall we? Okay, good idea. Alright, so how about this for some text? Making bass music. Is that eye-catching enough? Is that going to catch your eye? Is your eye going to fall out when you see this? Bring that across like that. We need to maybe space this out a little more evenly, or something like that. So what I want to do here is go there, and we can like bring this together like this. We can sort of spread it apart like that to make it a little wider even. This is what spreads out the letters. The choice is yours. Well, mine. Let's say we want to just leave it like this. Shall we maybe align it to the left? A left alignment. That way it sort of fits. Ideally these speakers could be on the side a little bit more. And we can actually do that now. Everything is sort of faked. You know, the background is all fake. Right, so we don't need to select these 2 layers, but this and everyone underneath it down to there is going to be selected. So shift and left click, and then what you can do is just drag that across. How easy can it be? Now you're probably wondering what I'm going to do about this. Basically what I'm going to do is this and this layer right here. What I'll do is I'll merge these layers, Control and T, and just stretch it. It sort of pulled it away from this in the background. Can you see that? So what I'll do now is Control and T, and we'll take it back that way a little bit. And nobody is any the wiser. Right, so now this is too big, so I'm going to make that small. I could just put that down here, and then I'll put some more text on this side. And let's write maybe FL Studio 20. Actually, what version of FL Studio is this? And there we have FL Studio. Right, okay, so help about. Yes, it is FL Studio 20. I'm not too sure what name this is. This always comes up whenever I type in a text. FL Studio 20. Just wondering how I should have this text laid out. Like that? No. Maybe like this. There. Yes? No? Not sure. Don't care. Don't care. Quite a lot of text on this thumbnail. Not really a fan of that. Now I need to sort this side out again. Yeah, I think that's pretty much good enough. I can see a sort of line right there, but meh. Now, I'm not too sure where to put this. Where should I put this? Maybe there? I guess it could go anywhere, really. Whoops. Alright, so now what I should really do is maybe change the colour of this text. So let's change it to something else. How about black? What we can do is go here and stroke, and what you do is select white, and that gives an outline around the text. You can just barely see that. If I make it red, you can see it. And you want to change the blending mode to normal, or whatever suits your fancy. There we have red, and I'm not going to leave it red. It kind of looks alright, I guess, but I'm going to change it. Let's change it to something else. How about something a little more eye-catchy? I want to catch your eye. That way I can hand it back to you when it falls out. Making bass music with FL Studio. Right, now FL Studio, the logo is orange. So I should really make it orange, but nobody will understand why it's orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it something else. Just about anything's probably alright, I guess. Something bright. Green's alright. A mix of green and yellow seems to be alright. Alright, so I'll just leave it like that for now. And what I'll do is go to the FL Studio logo, and we'll leave a bit of a shadow on that. Drop shadow. So that is a drop shadow right there. Let's maybe bring it down a little like that. Reduce the size of it a little. That seems a bit better. You can also do the same for this to make these look better. These speakers in the middle. And let's see how this looks. Not too sure how it's going to look. As you can see, these edges look a little weird. So what I'm going to do is just redo these. So how I'm going to do that is basically get rid of what's there. So that white there is still part of the background, and the shadow is forming around that. That should be alright, I think. And then Control and X, and there we go. That's that white bit gone. There's no wrong way, there's no right way, there's just the end result. Right, so and then I could move these. What do you think? Just not sure about the green. But yeah, that's basically how you make a thumbnail for a video. So I'm going to save this and I'll do the next picture. Now, I wasn't going to do this at first, but fitting one speaker on top of another into a thumbnail, which is mostly sort of widescreen, is not quite going to work. But we do have this, and I think I'm going to, just stick to this. So this is how you make your thumbnails. Yay. Not too sure where I was headed with this one, or the one before it, which you didn't see, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one.